Welcome back, people. Back on my YouTube, straight into mistakes that people make in property. And this is just a real raw insight into things that are going on. So when you're starting out in your property journey, the things that people don't tell you are the basic foundations that you need. You need to go on to something called Check My File, which is this right here, guys. I'm going to show you exactly. Type in Check My File on Google. This is pulled up on here. It's the UK's most detailed report and credit score. You get a 7-day free trial. It's $14.99 a month. You will go in, it will have everything on there for you. It will have all of your payments, all of your credit reports, when you've applied for credit, but more importantly, it has all the information about missed payments and something called CFAS, which is a marker that you might not even know about. It's a fraud marker, but it's a marker that can happen without you even knowing about it if someone's got hold of your details and is using your name illegally. So before you even start in the property world, sign up to Check My File, get yourself onto it. Like I said, 7-day free trial, $14.99 a month, the best £15 a month that you will spend. Keep on top of it. It helps you with better interest rates, having the whole pool of lenders in order to have bridging finance and buy-to-let mortgages. You need to keep on top of it, guys. It's something that people don't do, okay? So get onto that, pay attention to it, understand what each section of Check My File is, and you're off to a great start. Then you need to make sure you understand your incomings and your outgoings. What money comes into your bank account, what goes out of your bank account, what surplus cash do you have, what savings do you have, and then you kind of know what level of property you can basically buy. A lot of things that people don't understand as well. When you set up a limited company to do property, because you need to get financial advice from an accountant, you don't just want to listen to what I say and 100 other people say. You want to make sure that you get professional advice from an accountant. Personal name versus limited company. It's something that I'm a strong advocate for with limited companies, but personal name has advantages if you're not in a career where you're making 25, 30, 40,000 pound a year, because then you're going to be paying higher tax, and limited company will always favour that. But if you've got no job, savings, and you're one of those lucky people out there that's inherited some money or you've done well for yourself, get financial advice. But I'm a big fan of limited company. And what most people think is that when you have a limited company, you have to have trading history in order to get a mortgage. Well, let's make sense of that right now. Imagine you set up a limited company to do property and you want to buy a house, and they say to you, well, you've got to trade in your limited company for 2 years before you can buy a property. What are you going to do in that company? Nothing. So big misconception. It's a myth. You can set up a limited company today. You can have a mortgage in that limited company tomorrow. A limited company take a 25% deposit. That's their risk-free exposure, because they know that if you get into trouble and they have to sell the houses or the house or the property or whatever, they've got 25% deposit. Whereas in a residential house that you live in, your home, you've only paid a 5 or 10% deposit. That's why the rules are a lot more strict when it comes to residential mortgages versus buy-to-let mortgages or bridging finance, because your deposits are bigger. So that's another myth. That's a thing that, a mistake that most people make, that they can't get into the property world because we'll never get a mortgage because we have no trading history in a limited company. Well, that one is actually the biggest one. That's the one that most people talk about, basically. So yeah, that's the one that we need to get out there straight away in this video. Next up, guys, we have you as a person and what you're trying to do, okay? Do you understand the strategies? Do you understand deal sourcing? Do you understand buy-to-lets? Do you understand buy, refurbish, refinance, rent? Do you understand flipping? Do you understand auctions? Do you understand what a HMO is? What a multi-block is? Do you understand freehold, leasehold? We've got to get you into a state of mind where you get educated. You get the knowledge that you need, the knowledge that you want, and we're just going to make sure you understand what's happening with a strategy that you might choose, because so many people's brains get confused. So many people get caught up with, I'm going to do this strategy, I'm going to do that strategy, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there. You don't need to do that. You just need to focus and learn. You need to be around the right people. You need to get into the right education sectors. You need to speak to the right people. I have a team behind me who monitor everything that's going on a daily basis. Okay, monitor everything that's going on in the property world, and they keep me updated with things when I walk in my office. They go, Steve, this is what's happened today in the news. This is what's going on social media right now. I like to keep my finger on the pulse, and I like to know what's going on, because if you don't understand the strategies, you don't understand the market, you don't understand the economy, you're going to get yourselves in a bit of a sticky situation. Okay. Now, these videos, you need to comment below any questions that you guys have got. Put them there. Send them in. I will answer your questions live here. If you want me to do a breakdown of something, I have my screen over there. If you want me to pull something up on the internet and go through it with you, you've seen a YouTube video, you've seen another educator say something, or you wanna back something up, I'm the guy that will break everything down for you, and I will give you a complete rundown of what's going on. This is live. There's no edits, there's no cuts. This is one take, me talking and giving you the correct information that you need in order to proceed on your property journey. Right, something else I want to talk to you guys about. A lot of people, when they start out in property, you want to buy auction properties. So if you look at the screen behind me, and you can see what's going on there. I think my team are going to come round and show you what I'm looking at right now. If we search the properties on here, this is an auction site called Bond Wolf. And this is one of the most well-known auction sites in the West Midlands, if not the UK. And a lot of people think that you can start your property journey by buying at auction. I'm here to tell you that that's not as easy as most people say. Auctions can be a massive mistake for most newbie property investors, because you don't understand what you're buying. You don't understand certain things. You just see something like this. You see a house, this one happens to be in Bilston, and you see a guide price, which is right there, guys, of £29,000. And you automatically think that you can buy a house for £29,000. That's not the case. That is the guide price. That is the price that gets you interested at the beginning, because £29,000 for a 3-bedroom house sounds amazing, doesn't it? But it's not £29,000. It's never going to sell for £29,000. In fact, this one will sell for probably 150s, 160s maybe, which is obviously 5 times what the guide price is. And then it's understanding auctions in general. It's a massive mistake. Auctions have problem properties: structural, damp, mould, problems with titles, covenants, legal restrictions. You've got to learn how to navigate this in order to move forwards correctly. Because if you don't know how to navigate it, guys, why are you trying to jump in at the deep end because the guide price, or someone who's never bought a property telling you auctions is the way forward? Auctions is a great way to make great money if you know how to navigate them. And if you just compare it to a car auction, if you go to a car auction, you buy a car, you buy it sold as seen. Once you drive a car out of the auction, whatever's wrong with that car is your problem. People sell them in auctions because most people can't spot what problems are, and they're getting rid of a problem quick. Same as property auctions, guys. They're selling a problem property quick, moving fast. So you need to understand how to navigate those correctly. So that's another massive mistake that people make in the property world when it comes to starting out auctions. Okay. Now, another thing you can do, you can type in UK property latest news on Google, and it will come up with an AI overview. And the things that people are talking about today are mortgage approvals have dropped, the home buying reforms, the battle lines are being drawn between the industry and the government as the latest shake-up of home buying rules and leasehold reforms is pushed forward, the rental market pressure, the rising costs and the stricter EPC, which is the energy performance certificate targets, are driving thousands of smaller private landlords out of the rental sector, putting further upward pressure on rental prices and the commercial and build to rent sectors. Okay, that's a whole different ball game. But there's so many ways that you guys can go on to the internet and find out exactly what is going on in the market. You can do your own research on the news today. Social media, that's another way of keeping up with certain things. And there's always a trend on social media. There's always something that someone follows. Obviously, there's a lot of hate on social media. There's a lot of negativity. But if you wade through the shit, you will find the good people giving out the good information. So you do need to understand how to keep on top of whatever's going on in the property market right now. So that's another important factor. You've got to make sure you don't make the mistake of overpaying for a property, because a lot of people out there will tell you end values based on half a mile comparables. Now, comparable is a property that sold like the property that you might be trying to buy within the past 2 years. And they use that sold price as something we call a comparable. If you're doing a comparable which is half a mile away from a house that you're buying, that's not a comparable because it's half a mile. It's about 16 to 20 streets. You might not even be in the same area with a comparable like that. But a lot of deal sources are taught to use comparables within half a mile. And a lot of people out there who try to sell you deals will use a comparable. Say you're buying a 3-bedroom semi-detached. They might try and use a 2-bedroom bungalow. They might try and use a 4-bedroom detached and then go on price per square meter. You've got to avoid these people, guys. You've got to make sure that you get your own knowledge, your own education, and you understand what's going on. So these are some of the biggest mistakes that people make. Biggest mistakes. And I am here now on this channel to give you guys the correct information, move you forwards in the right direction, and help you start or progress your property journey. Comment below. Ask me the questions. I will answer them in the next video for you. I will break them down. I will go through them. Anything you want to know, I am here in order to help you. So we're starting off today with some of the biggest mistakes people make, some of the things that people don't understand. I hope this video has really given you some straight to the point knowledge, told you how to have a look at certain things, get on Check My File, keep up to date with everything that's going on, and make sure you use me because my knowledge is very good. I know a lot of stuff and I've been around a very long time, and I will catch you guys with another video shortly. Peace and love, Ste Hamilton.